right, boys, be ready because we got a bunch of stuff to cover on this one. I'm waiting to go back out. Tomorrow I got, like I said in the live stream, I got a load going tomorrow to New Jersey, but want to go over some things. We got definitely got some snow last night, as you guys can see from the parking lot, but that's not the point. So I want to go over a lot of things. I noticed a lot of guys have been super positive lately with some of the things that I've been saying about the finances this year and getting stuff in order. So I want to go over a lot of the things and kind of my logic, as well as a lot of questions that I've been getting. I've been getting some questions on like leasing owner operators on and company drivers. I've been getting questions on what should I keep in my truck, just kind of things like that. Just a bunch of little basic questions. So basically I'm going to go over some of the things that can help you in this business, some of my logics that are going to go on this year, and just basically a whole concoction of positivity, how you can do it, and basically just be a better business owner in general. But this is my white truck here. This is the old girl. I think I went over in the past. I paid $3,500 for this truck. It was a complete truck when I bought it, got the transmission out of it. So some things are for sale on it and whatnot, but that's not the point of the video. So I'm gonna go over some things on the laptop, show you guys, and go from there. So first question, thank you to Courtney, her channel. I'm gonna put her down below because she started her own authority, not my fiance, someone else. She started her own authority, and I kind of want to give you guys that side. She's running single car hauler right now, looking for a trailer to upgrade to here in a little bit, so go talk to her about it. But she was asking me on leasing owner operators versus getting company drivers. And guys, I had a towing company. I had about 15 employees, 9 trucks, and I will tell you what, when it comes to hiring drivers, actually you can even look at Hotshot Benny's channel. He's mentioned something about it. Hiring drivers to drive your equipment is absolutely a pain, and these drivers don't care about your equipment like you do. It's just point blank simple. It's not going to happen. They don't care about it like you do. It is very hard to find any good quality employees. It just is. I had, out of those 15 employees, I had 1 or 2 guys that I could really rely on for anything. And unfortunately, you know, out of like, other drivers, they cost us money. You know, they're getting tickets, they're doing this. So when I was back learning, you know, DOT and MC numbers, when I had my own authority, it's like, man, those numbers are pretty bad. They were really, really bad. My CSA score was one of the highest in Pennsylvania. It was really bad. I didn't know a lot of stuff. A lot of these drivers didn't. And ultimately, it's like, it's just one of those, it definitely didn't help the situation. So that's why this year I'm going ahead and I'm tying up a lot of my loose ends, and then I'm going to start my own authority again and go from there. Basically, authority was transferred over, so that's why we were able to do that. So they're still in business. But leasing on owner operators, the pros and cons to that. If you decide that you want to lease on owner operators, okay, first of all, you got to check their equipment out. You got to make sure that their equipment is actually up to par, because now you're not using your stuff, you're using somebody else's, and they're driving it. So you need to make sure that their equipment is up to par. You need to make sure that they're going to pass inspections. You know, I've passed every level 1 inspection I've gotten this year, especially in North Carolina, where they're really out for blood to get us hot shots. And I've passed every one of them in my old pile of crap. But not everybody's like that. Not many people care like, say, I would, or you would, or whatever. Chances are, if you're asking this question, you know, you want somebody serious who's going to take it seriously. So not only that, you got to figure out how organized is this person? How does the inside of their truck look? Is it a mess? Is everything everywhere? Does the inside of their truck look like the back of this thing? Or does the inside of their truck, I'm gonna regret this, but does the inside of their truck look like this? Because if it does, chances are good they're a disorganized person and they don't care. So the bright side about it is you're gonna have somebody, basically no overhead. You just put them on, they're paying for their insurance, you get a percentage of every load that they do, and they're running their own equipment, so you have no overhead. But that's your pro. Your con is, you know, as an owner operator of them, how new are they? Are they good with their equipment? You know, things like that. There's those 2 pros and cons to it. Now, I was asked earlier, what do you keep in your truck for, you know, to make sure that you're going to pass your DOT inspections, right? Obviously, everybody knows, you know, you got your fire extinguisher and you got your triangles. I have mine. I have my fire extinguisher mounted in the bed. By the way, it is cold out here, guys, so I'm doing this for you guys, you know, so you don't gotta sit and look at me sitting in a cord nice and comfortable. At least we have some decent background here. So the things to keep in your truck, obviously 2 folders. The truck's gonna have a folder, and whatever trailer you're gonna have is also going to have a folder. So what you're gonna do with that, I'm gonna start with the trailer. What I keep 3 things in my folder for my trailer: my registration, my inspections, and my lease agreement. So those are the 3 things I keep in my trailer paperwork. Now, as for the truck, I keep a lot more. You know, I keep my medical card in there. Sometimes I'll keep my license in there, just depends. I have my CDLA permit, not that I need it, but it definitely looks good that I'm at least trying to go for my CDL. I have UCR and BOC 3 paperwork for the company because I'm leased on, so at least I have that information just out of, in general. Your inspection stickers, your lease agreement, and your proof of insurance. Usually they don't really ask for it, but it is in there. And yeah, so that's basically what I keep in there, as well as previous past inspections. Okay, those help out. I had a bunch of them last year that I was keeping around. Now it's a new year, and we'll start over this year when we start getting our inspections. That's those things there. Now let's get back in the truck and go over some numbers with some things. All right, so this is what the inside of my folders look like. I do have a spare clipboard, a pen. I keep my titles for my vehicles in here, that are all for sale. But I have 1 folder for the truck, and I have 1 folder for my trailer. So you guys get the point. You can see everything is in there. You also need to keep spare paper logs, so keep that in there as well. All right, now, you guys have seen this. This is the 3rd time I've shown this. I've made a bunch of updates. I've made a bunch of different things that I'm going to be going over. Everything that I've invested my money into, what I'm going to be investing more money into. And basically, I told you guys I'm going to start over here on my left. I did my 2022 goals, and this is something, the reason I'm doing this is because I just want my life in order. I want my life back, and I want to be debt-free. None of that. I don't want to owe anybody a single dime of anything. And that's basically my thing. So I told you guys I want to be debt-free by the wedding. I'm forcing myself to wake up early every single day. I haven't gotten quite to the point where I'm forcing myself to actually go through and do something productive with that time every day, but I am forcing myself to at least get up at 4 to 5 a.m. every day and go over the emails, go over any messages you guys have sent me, go over any comments on any videos. So I make sure, as big as the YouTube channel gets, I'm still trying to go over all that stuff. So next we'll go under, I want a flatbed trailer. I was talking about getting one in between 30 and 40 feet. So talking about getting something 30 to 40 feet. I want to be as frugal as possible, something that people look over. How much money you're spending on food, how much money you're spending on fuel. Guys, if you don't have a fuel card, you're wasting money, you're throwing it away. I get in between, I'd say in between a 20 to 70 cent discount with Mudflap and with my EFS card. Okay, I do promote my Mudflap card because if you guys use it, use my code down below, you get $10 free fuel, I get $10 free fuel. But it also saves you a crap load of money. Especially if you're out in the Midwest, it really saves you a lot of money, and you don't gotta carry around a credit card, it's just an app on your phone. So things like that. Food. Now that I'm a local driver, I'll be packing my food every day. I drink teas. So I go out and I get, gallon jugs of tea, and that's just what I drink. Okay, we get bottles of water, things like that. It costs me so little to do that, as opposed to me going to Burger King every single day and getting food for $10 to $20 a day when I can go through maybe $1 a day on food. So it's just one of those. And then that leftover money, what I'm doing with that is I can either choose to invest it into the savings account, which you guys can see here, or invest it into the maintenance account, or invest it into Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency or NFTs that I want to throw the money into. So I can also throw money into Courtney's account. This is basically the bills account I give to her. She has a card for that account, and she just pays the bills from that account. Over here, I have the 3 columns. I've already gone over them. Any money, say I made, $3,000 this week. Okay, that's green. You can see the percentage breakdowns of pretty much everything. Here's examples over here. So you can see here, if I can spend $750 on fuel, here's the total amount, here's the total amount of food, here's the total amount of maintenance. If I made $3,000, I'm allowed to spend $150 on food. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do it, but that's my budget for the week. Whereas if I only make $400 one week, look at that. I'm only allowed to spend $20 on food and $100 on fuel. So, and vice versa. If I have to borrow money for the next week, then that can come out of the budget for the following week, and so on and so forth. So I just put in 0 right there because I haven't really, last week the only money I've been making is literally YouTube. So that money is stored over here on the February side, so anytime my ad revenue goes up, I put it over here. So I've blanked out every amount of money, like anything to do with money, I'm just pretty much keeping it off of this page. That way nobody thinks it's about how much money I made this year. This is basically just a general principle. So the other thing I was talking about is I want to do 260,000 gross. I know this goes against exactly what I just said, but I said I want to make $260,000 this year. Am I going to be able to do that with just trucking? Absolutely not. Especially being home every day? Absolutely not. If I was doing $3,500 to $4,500 a week, I'd be super happy. But that's where all of this stuff over here is going to come in. These cryptos that I'm invested in right here are going to change throughout the year. Once this one does a pump, it's getting dumped right into Bitcoin. Once this one does a pump, it gets dumped right into Bitcoin. Same with Saitama, same with anything Ethereum. I need Ethereum though, because that's going to be pumped into NFTs. So I'm going to start trying to flip those and figure out how to do it. So you need Ethereum to buy NFTs. It's kind of crazy. It's really stupid. I think they're the stupidest thing in the world, but I'd be crazy not to learn about it because there's a lot of money into it. Coin right here, you have to convert into BNB to be able to buy it. So once this pumps, I'm going to convert back to BNB and then try to convert it to Ethereum or one or the other. But these Ethereum, BNB, and Bitcoin are my main three, okay? So Ethereum's for the NFTs, BNB's just for the crap coins that make money, and Bitcoin's gonna be my long-term hold. Like any Bitcoin ever, I refuse to sell it. So you guys get the point there. Two things I am working on for the professionalism that you guys can also work on is even if you're just a company, if you're just leased under somebody, you can go through and get like, say a website for your business, because as an owner operator that's leased under a company, you can still have an LLC and all that. So you can make a website for that. You can have your email, you can have all that. So basically my goal this year as well is to get an LLC. Even though I'm leasing under a company, I still want my LLC. That's something you guys can look into. It's definitely, it can save you if something happens and you get sued. You have an LLC, it falls under that and not you. You can have your umbrella policy, your insurance policies, whatever. And then a website also to make it a lot easier. So those are the things that I'm gonna be working on this year that hopefully will also help you guys out. This is stuff that you guys can do too. I don't have to be up at 4 to 5 a.m. every day, but I'm forcing myself to do it every single day. Even Sundays, I'm forcing myself to do it because there's just something about forcing yourself to get up and stay positive and stay motivated. That's how I'm gonna do it this year. You gotta stay motivated. If you're gonna sleep in till 8 o'clock every day, 7 o'clock every day, you're not motivating yourself. Do something in that time. I'll go through and look at, like, you know, my, I don't have Wi-Fi right now, but I'll go through and look at my channel dashboard. I'll go through and look at the comments. I'll go through and my emails, which I'm not going to go through that because there's some private stuff in there, but you get the point. Instagram, all that. So that's my point. You know, I might sound like a broken record at this point, but get out there, be positive, be motivated, do this for yourself. Don't try to impress anybody else. Do it for you. I can't tell you the amount of people that have tried to hold me back and have told me something negative and said, oh, you can't do this, you're not going to do this, you're full of this, that. At the end of the day, those people's opinions don't matter because they don't know you. And chances are good they've never met you a single day. They've never met you. Anybody that has a negative opinion of me, I know has never met me in person. So that's what I'm saying. Don't worry about other people. Focus on yourself. Maybe work on a list for yourself. Don't go super crazy. Give yourself something that is actually achievable, and then give yourself one extreme goal that you think may be achievable, but may not be. But shoot for it anyway, because if you shoot, in my case, if I shoot for 260 grand and I make 200, okay, it's better than if I shot for 160 grand and I only made 100, you know? Don't get comfortable. Get yourself working and get out there. So that's basically how I'm gonna be doing it this year. So this will be the last video that I do on this sheet here, because again, this is the third video I've done and it's a broken record at this point. I just wanna, as I'm updating things, I wanna let you guys know what I'm doing. I'm gonna interrupt this clip here as well. Something I forgot to mention in this video the whole time I was thinking about it. If it doesn't make money in 2022, I don't want it. If it's not something that's gonna make me money in the future, if it's not something that's gonna create passive income for me, I don't want it. I have the truck that I need. A trailer will make me money. Real estate is something that'll make you money. Cryptos, stocks, like things like that. Stuff that is going to physically make you money, that's what I will be investing in, and that is the only stuff I will be buying. Anything that costs money to have or doesn't make sense to have, that's why I'm getting rid of a lot of this stuff. Like both CRVs, we don't have a need for them, and we just want them gone, and we'd rather take the liquidity out of them and just use that money to invest. So anything like that, we are going as frugal as possible this year. Things like that, shopping at Aldi's, not going to Giant. Just wanted to give you guys that heads up as well. If it doesn't make money in 2022, I don't want it. And down the road, like I know I said about wanting a semi-truck project for the channel, it's one of those things that until YouTube is paying a lot more than what it is now, it's not something that I am going to jump into. Projects for the channel or anything like that. If it's nothing that's going to generate revenue, it's not something that we're going to do. So now back to your regularly scheduled broadcast. All right, so on top of all that, to help people out achieve their goals, look, I'm not perfect, far from it, but every single day I try for all three of those boys and my fiance to get better and to give them the life that I wish that I had when I was a kid, and maybe the life I wish I had when I was, you know, younger. But you live and you learn, okay? Still young, still can do it. So to help people out, if you guys have questions, if you guys have any topics you want me to cover, if you have something that you have for sale, say anything related to Hotshot though, I'm not gonna try to sell your cars and shit like that. But if you have like big parts for some of these trucks, if you have a truck for sale, if you have a trailer for sale, and you want to get it out to a specific person, maybe send me a message and I'll try to see what I can do to get your stuff sold, maybe help somebody else out. I can pass the message along. I'm not gonna say 100% promise that it'll work, but at the same time, I would still like to try to give back to the community and give back to you guys and see if I can at least help some people out. So my Instagram is where I can post that stuff. There's a lot of people that have been on there that have been asking about, hey, where can I get a trailer? Where can I get a truck? Can't tell you the amount of people that have been asking to buy my Kaufman. And I'm telling you now, I refuse to ever sell that trailer. I will lease it. One day I will lease that trailer out, but I will not sell it. With the company that I'm leasing under now, they said that they deal with a lot with freight. Cars are killing it right now. Unfortunately, my setup is not good for freight, so we'll continue doing cars and power only in the meantime. But yeah, so figure we'll come out here. It's kind of, I'm out here in the cold filming this video for you guys. I just figured, what the heck, you know? Nothing really going on. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are doing to better yourselves in 2022. I'm telling you now, this is going to be a big year for me. This is going to be a big year for a lot of you guys, and I feel like putting these videos out here and talking to you, the guys, the way that I am, I feel like after reading the comments, I have seen so much positivity. So many of you guys are getting out there and getting motivated to actually do something positive with your lives, even if, you know, your life wasn't so positive up to this point. I know mine wasn't. So we're gonna get there. I started literally with just the pile truck that I had. That thing was a pile back in 2019. I'm gonna tell you what. And 2020, that thing was a pile. So seriously, you can pretty much go from anywhere. I was homeless, and then last year I grossed $130,000. I'd say that's not too bad. I netted $69,000 out of that, and I put 19 grand into this, my truck, my other truck, and my trailer, and then I spent like $36,000 on debt and just paid a bunch of stuff off. So basically brought my amount that I made last year down to zero. So, well, I mean, you could say technically I had like 6 grand left because in December that's what I made, but you guys get the point. So don't feel bad about where you came from. Just get out there and push. So I feel like this video is long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps a bunch of you guys out. And, you know, like I said, send me some messages. Every one of my affiliates are down. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Safe travels. Don't do anything crazy. See ya.